another episode of the HOTC podcast with your hosts, Q and FLO. We're going to be talking about health and wellness.
Why are you going to rob me from my introduction? Okay.
I didn't rob you, I introduced you.
It's okay.
We're going to be talking about health and relationships.
Yes.
So, FLO, you want to start us off on our first topic?
Oh, okay.
Or our first subdivision of health?
Okay.
Because we are thinking holistic health. Go ahead.
I'm glad you didn't hold that hold too long. So I'm about to say, what?
Why would I do that?
I don't know. You took your time saying the word. You took your time.
I didn't think so, but okay. Anyways, our first subdivision, as we talk about health, is...
As we discussed in previous episodes before, as we got prepared for marriage upon our investigation and study and research, that one of the major factors for dissolution of a relationship or a marriage is the financial aspect of it. So having that conversation between your significant other, your spouse, is very important, but that's not really what financial health is really all about. So there's a lot to it. We're going to keep it short. We don't have all day. You can't just join the Dub Club through the Patreon and then you'll be able to really understand what it is to be financially prosperous, healthy, financial freedom, all of those different terms that give you the ability and comfortability to live life without that check-to-check type of mentality. But financial health is important. It's just to make sure that you know exactly where your funds are going, what it is that you're doing with those funds, how are you going to utilize that to achieve your financial goals, your family goals as well. So making sure you're hitting that headstrong first is important because it can start to affect you in different areas of health. This is what we're going to be talking about because there are extremely, it's very, very important. Each one of them are important, and financial is one of them because that could be, the first trigger to start all the other different aspects of health.
I'm not sure I'd say it would be a first trigger. However,
could be.
Making unwise financial decisions can signal some type of mental instability. So let's just say somebody really liked to shop on Amazon and they bought something on Amazon instead of making sure.
You should have said somebody. You should have said everybody. Everybody.
I'm not pointing.
2020 was the year of Amazon.
I'm not pointing any fingers. This is not to go, to have anyone feeling like.
No fingers at all.
Nobody.
No fingers.
So, you bought something on Amazon, you didn't necessarily check your bank account, make sure all the bills were paid, and now, you got an outstanding balance on a bill or whatnot. Probably not the most financially wise decision. Could show a lack in financial health, but could also be a sign of mental instability. Not saying that you have a mental condition, but I know...
Or emotional.
Right. I know a lot of times people can be what do you call it? Emotional shoppers. Or they have
emotional eaters.
Yeah, emotional eaters. You're driven by something else to do something. So 2020 was the year of Amazon and Amazon Prime. So there was a lot going on, and so for
I'm looking at an Amazon box.
Some grasps of sanity could be, let me get this. Sometimes it is something that you need and sometimes it isn't. But, financial decisions can impact your mental stability. That's the word I was looking for. So mental health. Mental health encompasses...
Oh, so we're done with the financial?
Yeah.
We're all done?
Did you need to say something else?
Well, where you're healthy, then you can be wealthy. I just wanted to end with that, but I'm just going to say it awkward now.
I'm sorry.
Since you just...
What was that?
Nosy on down.
I missed that between my laughs. What was that?
Oh, you can watch back on the replay. Anyways, what's the next topic? That's financial health right there. It's not. That was the other thing I was going to say. It's not all about just having money, accumulating money as much as you possibly can, but it's also being smart in what you're doing with it and understanding. So education is power, knowledge is power. So it's not just, I know if I save $50, every month, I'm gonna have $300 at the end of the year. Okay, but it could be 3,000 though. So, but that's where the knowledge comes in. So making sure you're teaming up with someone that you trust, around people that are going to give you little tidbits, little money moves that you can make, because there is more than one way to get to achieving your financial goals. So that knowledge, making sure you're studying, educating yourself is essential as well. Because when you have that knowledge, now you're moving more, you're moving smartly with the money that you have coming in.
That's right.
Yes.
That's also very true.
Yeah.
So, like I was saying.
That's what I was going to end with.
Sorry. So I am increasing in financial knowledge. I obviously don't have as much as others. So I'm pressed to talk about the things that I know about. So I apologize for cutting that segment short. It was nothing against you or anybody else, for that matter, who might be watching, who is more financially astute than myself.
No, she cut me off on purpose. She hears it all day, every day. I don't have time for this. You get 3 minutes. 3 minutes and you're done.
That's not necessarily what my thought was, although I do hear it all day.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, so like I was saying, with mental health, it ties in with your emotional health. And again, it can be affected by your financial health. So your mental health is how you're thinking. Are you thinking about things rationally, realistically? Are you taking everything to the extreme? Are you lashing out because of something else that's happening? And again, like I said, the mental and emotional health are tied so very closely together that sometimes it's your emotions that affect you so deeply that your thought processes are not rational, so you make unsound decisions and choices. So there's
or vice versa.
Yeah, so interconnected. Of course, there are those who do actually have mental health disorders, which can cause irrational thinking, and sometimes that can also be, what's the word I'm looking for? Become more intense with emotion. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
I'm saying find the word.
Right, yeah, more intense with emotion. Thank you for your encouragement, I guess. So you have your mental, emotional ties together. Now, with your mental and your emotional...
Wait, hold on, because I done got lost. One topic at a time. Where we at?
That's the thing. Mental and emotional are so closely related that you can't necessarily separate them.
We can separate.
Come together. You guys like how I did that, huh?
We can separate it.
Okay, go ahead. Mental. Go ahead.
Give us an example.
No. You said we can separate it. So give us an example of strictly mental health.
I'm not giving an example of that. I'm going to speak from experience.
Oh, then go ahead.
So that way people can know the importance or the thought process, because we're all about being transparent, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to inject ourselves into these different topics of health.
I was going to say, I'm not injecting myself with anything, but okay, go ahead.
I didn't say this. I was putting ourselves in the situation.
I know, it was wordplay. Inject,
That actually hurt. I don't know why I did that. But okay, so from a mental health aspect, I am growing to understand that it is something you have to pay attention to. Like, you have to take the time to talk with yourself or others about what's going on. Like, how your brain is actually working. It has nothing, not from the emotional stuff, just you're receiving information, and how does your brain start to understand what it is that you're receiving?
I don't quite understand how you talk with yourself to understand how your brain is receiving information.
Everyone has conversations with themselves.
Oh, I'm not saying that they don't.
So
of course.
you receive some type of information, and so now you're understanding it. You're understanding someone's actions, someone's words, what you see on TV, how you're applying that to your life and the decisions you're going to make.
Mm-hmm.
Like thinking those thoughts through, not just because you're going to do it internally, because that's just what you do.
Okay.
But being able to put yourself in a vulnerable position around people you trust to have that conversation with others. So you have a deeper understanding.
Are you talking about more so exploring the process that you personally use to understand?
Of course. Of course.
Okay.
Because I think if you keep it within your own mind, now that phrase comes, you're stuck in your ways.
Okay.
And so now you're having a conversation about, no, you're only supposed to go through this particular process, A through D. That's it. That's the only way it's going to work.
There's more than one way to skin a cat.
There you go.
Okay, got it.
Like the conversation we had before, there's more than one way to get it done.
Right.
As long as it gets done.
Got it.
So I want the windows see-through. I want to run outside and run into the wall. I want to see the birds run in thinking they finna fly into the apartment. Now, you can do it with a paper towel, or you can do it with a face towel. You can do it with a bath towel, a beach towel. It don't matter how that person gets it done, as long as it gets done and it's see-through.
Not in this house, because if you use a face towel, beach towel, we're trying to have problems.
This is all examples.
But I understand what you mean.
And so, from my standpoint, from a mental awareness, mental health standpoint, it's about me putting myself in how do I want to say this?
It's about you putting yourself.
Me forcing myself to be more vulnerable, because my inability to do that has caused misinterpretations, and misinterpretations are now out there, and now I'm receiving those misinterpretations, which now that goes to how I'm feeling, and that's the emotional stuff.
So I'm not so sure. Okay, I'm sorry, for one.
Sorry, not sorry.
No, I am sorry, because this is one of those conversations that we didn't necessarily have kind of so I couldn't do this before, and I don't want you to feel any kind of which way. Oh, excellent then. So, in my normal natural habitat, I'm not sure if vulnerable would be the very best word, because it sounds like you want to be more clear, because you're noticing that your train of thought and the way you speak isn't necessarily being received the right way, from the outside standpoint, and that could be because in your mind XYZ makes sense, not thinking that XYZ makes sense to you because of your experiences in life, that it could be misconstrued, and then it's like, wait, why are you coming at me like that? I said XYZ, that makes perfect sense, not knowing that somebody else could be misinterpreting that. Now, I do see the vulnerability portion coming in when they respond to you and your reaction to their response. Being vulnerable,
even spilling out the information is being vulnerable. Even expressing yourself outwardly is putting yourself in a vulnerable position.
So you telling me that my hair looks like I just washed it, I just did it. Mm-hmm. How is that being vulnerable?
What do you mean?
That's like technically, so I understand, even though traditionally I wouldn't take it as, but I
That is
understand.
the worst example.
No, it's not. Just go with me, okay? Just go with me. So, like I said, traditionally I wouldn't take it this way, but I know from you that's a compliment. Yes?
Okay.
Okay. So, like I said, traditionally I wouldn't take it this way. So my first reaction is, you know, did you wash your hair? Like, it looks like you washed your hair. No. No thought to say, oh, thank you. But no, I actually didn't. I just kind of fixed it up so it looks like it's clean, or it looks like I just did it. Which would be the like me accepting your compliment. So you could have taken no, I didn't wash my hair. Just looks, I just fixed it up, as a negative thing, even though it wasn't. It was just me not recognizing at first that was a compliment.
And then now the bounce back is like, oh dang, I should have never even said anything.
Okay, so
because now I'm feeling some type of way because of how you bounce back.
Right. So I see that part as being vulnerable for my reaction to what you're saying, but you just paying me a compliment. I'm not sure how that is being vulnerable. I guess I don't see how that would be vulnerable. Like, I don't see how you putting that information out there and then somebody misinterpreting it, like you just giving the information, is being vulnerable. I mean, a compliment could, I guess
it should have been clearer when you're expressing your thoughts on something.
Okay.
Like your personal thoughts, your personal feelings, something that you're passionate about.
Okay.
Now you're about to
share it. That's being very vulnerable.
That's being vulnerable.
Got it. I understand.
So
got it.
That's where my post comes in. Like I'm in this cocoon. You know, I'm cocooning myself. Now I'm reborn. Now you're finna get the unfiltered, the actual confident me, because I think it takes confidence to be able to express your feelings, your thoughts. I think it takes confidence to do that.
It takes a lot of confidence.
I think that's the only way you can get to the, oh, I'm just gonna say what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna be vulnerable and be out there because I'm confident in myself. And that's the mental where I've been lacking, which is why I think a lot of relationships, friendships, either they grow distant or I did something, didn't know, or whatever the case may be, because it's like, you know what, just...
You're only giving surface level Floyd out.
Yeah, I'm just every time I'm around him, it's just like,
okay,
man,
I can see that.
I can't understand, or it's just, I'm tired, I'm just tired.
So what have you been doing, if I might ask, to not just do or be surface level Floydell, be the vulnerable, out there, more confident, expressive, taking, you know, constructive criticism and using that as a way to build, to further yourself, as you were talking about. Those are also your hand motions. So what steps have you been taking to do that?
Just being more outrageous, I would say, on social media.
I don't understand, because social media is for the outrageous. That's not real life in person.
But no, because given the people that my social media circle has always been people that I know.
Okay.
So that Facebook, Instagram, that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Just those two.
Okay.
Has always been people that I know, that people I grew up with, people I went to school with, people I remember seeing and having conversations. And so when they see me, it's this Floydell, he's cool, he's dope, whatever, blah blah blah. But when I'm over here and sitting there, yeah, you know, I'm loving this whole mentality. I have a gay disposition on life. That's me. That's actually me. These are thoughts that are in my head.
No,
and
I know.
how I'm living. So you know what? I got a whole mentality. That's just, and people might be like, wait, hold on, what? Whole mentality? Gay? What you talking about?
Okay.
So it's just like, no, that's me. These are my thoughts.
That's the way you chose to express it.
And I'm
expressing
it. Which is
something that they might not be used to.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I'm expressing based on, I'm not...
All right. So my question
Dude,
is,
I'm just gonna do me.
okay, so you're doing you. It sounds so weird when I say it.
Not that way. We're gonna not that.
You're being yourself, your open, honest, transparent self on your social medias. In person, I mean, how is your social media you gonna translate to the in-person you? Is that a way for you to build up confidence so that when people are around you, it's like, okay, they already know there's a difference, there's a change.
Yeah, it's brand new flow.
Okay.
So even like I had a conversation with Pastor, and I was just like, man, I need to get this off my chest because so much has been, cooped up and kept, and I don't know how to express it. I really don't know because I have built up relationships and friendships from the outside looking in. That's what they would say. But for me, it's a family ship. Like I take that serious because I grew up not connecting to people. It was more like a transition because I was always moving to go to different schools, different types of schools too.
Right.
From private to public and from Fresno to Indio and all of these. So there's never been a consistent building of friendship. So that's new to me.
Okay.
So when there's a pothole in there or I'm feeling some type of way, I don't know what to do or what to say. So I was looking for, that input, that advice on how pretty much friendship, like I've said it before, friendship growing pains that I'm feeling, not necessarily the other side may not be feeling that, but I am because it's foreign to me. Right.
Okay. That makes some good sense.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So now I just gotta build up the confidence to go to people and start expressing how I'm feeling and take it as it goes. And that's the confidence is something serious to me because I've always been kind of like a chameleon in a sense. Like I can be, I won't even say chameleon. I would probably say
you are who you need to be when you need to be.
Code switching. Like I was.
It's the same thing as a chameleon.
It's true. So I would be like that. Whatever the group is, that's the type of vibe. But then if there's something I want to say, or it's just like, nah, that probably won't sit well, and I don't want to feel rejected in a sense because I'm expressing. So let me just not say it. But you know what? I'm tired of all that. So
it can be exhausting.
Done. You're just gonna get what you're gonna get. Hear what I got to say, and then just have to move on to there because you can't please everybody. You can't please everybody. I always want to be in the light of the
positive light
of in everyone's eyes, not in the darkness. And so, but don't matter.
Well, high five! Kudos to you. That was really unenthusiastic high five. Gosh.
Like I said, building the confidence.
Well, I mean, you can confidently give me a high five. Like, we're right here. You can't mess it up.
Yeah, I could have missed.
Seriously, my hand's not that small.
It is.
Not.
I could have just went, oh.
Then you weren't listening. You were looking. You were looking.
Yeah.
All right. So.
And I think, so once the mental is strong, then I know the emotional strength will get built up too. Because I'm going to throw myself out there.
Well,
and then when it come back, it's kind of like a boomerang. I'm going to throw that boomerang out. But when it come back, am I going to catch it? Or I'm going to get popped in the face and it's going to hurt me?
Right. Well, I mean, confidence is, I would say, it can be a mentality, but it is also closely related to your emotions as well. Because you can act all sorts of confident. And, when I was in choir, that was the fake it till you make it. Absolutely. And in the back of your head's like, what am I supposed to be doing? I don't know. Yes, I can do that. Why did I say that? So, those are your...
You said in choir?
Yeah, choir.
Like singing?
Yes.
Oh, you fake watermelon.
No. Actually, depending on the song, that doesn't necessarily work. You have to hit like the right vowel or syllable at the right time. Otherwise, you look off.
No, I was just talking about just mouthing, not necessarily projecting voice.
Oh well, no, but
don't
you'll
know
still.
The words, and you're amongst a choir. You were back there.
Again,
See,
you have.
You can just play it off.
But you have. It has because if you're doing melon and everyone's on a like
no,
you know.
Damn, I wish I had music cue though. If it was a rap song, you just.
Okay, well that's different because they're talking so super fast. Anyways, that's beside the point. Beside the point.
That whole time I was actually doing body. I was playing.
Again, beside the point. So confidence is a mentality that you can have, but it's closely related to your emotions, because if you don't feel like your best self or think you look like your best self or whatever it is, then your confidence will be low. That's tied, self-esteem, which is more the emotional side of it.
Well, we got to inject ourselves because we're not being scientific for this episode. Okay.
But we are.
But we're not.
But
At the same time, this is the hot seat.
Of course it's the hot seat.
So
give
us a little 2 cents on where you at mentally.
We have a little bit of science and a little bit of experience. We mix it all up and then it becomes the hot seat. Okay? It's all in there together. So what'd you say? Me mentally something?
Sugar, spice, everything nice with a little bit of X. Now you got the power puff.
Powerpuff Girls.
Powerpuff host of the hot seat.
Good try.
2 cents.
2 cents. Mentally. So I am mentally drained, actually. I mean, honestly. Sometimes I'm to a point where I just don't care.
Now, what's attributing to you being mentally drained?
All of last year. All of last.
We're in May. You ain't recovered yet?
No, because I haven't had time to. That's the whole thing. So, for those who don't know, for those who are new, I'm a registered nurse.
That was the same thing twice.
No.
Those who don't know, those
who are new.
Who are new. If you're new, you don't know.
Yeah, but there might be those who don't know other parts of information, because the whole thing wasn't going to be I am a registered nurse. There was going to be more, but...
Go ahead.
Thank you. So I'm a registered nurse, and so I've been working with COVID patients since last year, and I've been working nonstop. On top of that, my family has also experienced multiple personal losses, death, throughout last year and then the beginning of this year. On top of that, we have had our own marital
It was blissful.
potholes that we have been and are working through. On top of that, because of COVID-19 and quarantine, the kids have been home for school all year. Since when did they?
It
March?
doesn't matter, and prefer to keep it that way.
Since like March or something, whenever schools closed last year till present. And so I work nights as a nurse, so I would get off work at night and then come home in the morning and then be home semi-sleeping, not sleeping, while the kids are in school and doing all the things with the kids at school. So for me, it felt like I was at work 24/7, 7 days a week.
I was or
am? Well,
okay. So
because we're talking about past tense right now.
Well, it's still current though.
Well, yeah, I know it's current, but right now I'm talking about the past. I'm talking about 2020.
Futures, days past, it's all the same. It's still.
First of all, we are not X-Men. Anyways, but yeah, so currently less now, or I'm in the past, and then less now. I felt like I was at work 24/7, 7 days a week.
So what's the remedy?
I was just can I finish my story? Because
I thought you were done.
No, I remember letting you speak.
I heard a period.
No, you heard a breath to let me continue. Okay, so like I was saying, it's less now, but it's still kind of, just going. And I'm just ready for a break. People experience burnout at work. Life happens when you don't have time to grieve or just take a minute for your own self. You get tired. And unfortunately, my tired is, yeah, sure, I don't care. I don't care. I am too mentally exhausted to put the effort into thinking about whatever it is. The kids, him, me, work, like, just, sure, okay, whatever. Yeah. Because I'm just mentally exhausted. With that, emotionally, that's a really crappy attitude I have. And I know it. I cannot help it because mentally I don't care, so my emotions match that, and I just don't care. So I will say exactly what is on my mind, which isn't always necessarily the kindest thing to say, and I do try to be as kind of a person as I can, except when I'm in obviously the I don't care state of mind, because I don't care.
Been a lot. You've been ruthless.
I know. Although sometimes it does come with a benefit, because in that, no, just listen, in that I don't,
it hurts, but it benefits me.
In that I don't care state of mind, because I don't care, there is a level of confidence to just boldly speak my truth, which might injure others. But it does take off a little bit of pressure, because I don't have to think about saying whatever it is that I need to say in the kindest manner to make sure that other people feel good.
So it's in reverse. It's gonna hurt you more than it's gonna hurt me.
Yes, and I will say that because it's the truth. Like, you know what? And I think I've actually done this with you, talking with you, and I've said, I probably shouldn't say this because I know it's gonna hurt your feelings. However, I'm gonna say this because I know it's gonna make me feel better.
No,
and then I say whatever I say, and I do feel better. I do feel bad because I know it hurts his feelings, but I do feel better myself, because that's one less thing that I've held on to that's contributing to this I don't care mentality and this I don't care emotional state that I'm in, which can help me get back to caring, which is important. So that's one of the steps.
Okay.
Just speaking my truth the way in which I would like to say it. Again, which is not necessarily the way others may want to hear it, but it is the way I would like to say it.
It's the way you're gonna receive it.
So there's that.
Okay. That's your emotional tip right there?
No, that like I said, that's my because that mental emotional connection right there is really strong. I haven't really devised any other plan, which is not good. But again, I'm still in the cycle of going and going to where I haven't sat down to take time to think about what else I could possibly do that would be more positive than I'm just going to say what I need to say, and you can take it however which way you want to take it. You know, something that's a bit more positive and less injury-inducing possibly to others. So I have not taken.
I think we're talking from an emotional.
Yeah, an emotional or mental standpoint, not physical. They're next to me. They might do this every now and then, depending on who I'm talking to, but that's about it. Let's see. Another thing. Well, I guess that.
Well, I would say from an emotional standpoint, I'm more emotional than I thought I was.
Sorry.
I'm over here thinking I'm stone-hearted, not even close. So that's one benefit of 2020, you know.
Admitting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, dang, that hurt my feelings.
What is it they say?
But then not knowing how to express it was a problem.
Well, yes, but
so that
can I just say, part of you not knowing how to express is the fact that you would deny the fact that you felt anything. So you can't express what you don't feel. So by the fact that you admit, oh, I do actually feel like this, then you can start working on how to express it in a positive manner. Mm-hmm. So as long as it has taken you.
Because last year was the prime example. That Atlanta trip, prime example of I actually do feel more than I actually thought.
I am somewhat upset by that statement. No. I am upset by that statement. The fact that Atlanta trip, no offense to the Atlanta trip, but the fact that the Atlanta trip was a thing that made you like, I'm actually quite emotional. With everything else that happened all of last year.
I didn't do all of that.
That's what you did right now. You're doing it now. You've been stroking your beard for like the last 10 minutes. So yes, you did.
I have it. I got my, it's going to do this eventually. It will. No.
Actually, I'm going to do it this way so it's lopsided.
You're going to give me what do they call it? A bob? What do they call it?
Asymmetric bob.
Yeah, you don't have an angle.
I could do that.
It's going to lead to that one strand that's drooping down here. But anyway.
That would be hilarious.
Little R. Kelly my chin.
And anyways, it'll go with your half mustache.
That was hilarious. That was hilarious.
See?
I don't know what I was thinking in that video. But yeah, like for real, because it was the whatever that broke the camel's back. Feather?
The straw.
It was the straw that broke the camel's back because it just brought everything together. It brought the relationship, the mocks, the friends. It just brought me, business, everything. It just all together, and it's just like, oh my goodness. So it was a eye-opening moment. But I still do apologize for bringing into such a supposed to be relaxing, fun vacation.
Exactly, because there are some of us who needed a relaxing, fun vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was
okay.
That was a big. That was a shining moment.
So emotionally.
Not shining moment, but shining for the illuminating moment when it comes to my emotional health actually existing and me denying it
forever
for as long as I possibly could.
So what steps have you been making to improve upon your illuminated understanding that you are actually a pretty emotional being and making progress to become more acceptable of the fact that you're an emotional being and how to process those emotions and respond appropriately? Just wondering. If anything.
I would say kind of I can, but also avoiding it.
I can't? What? I don't understand what that means.
Like, I can take steps towards it, but then at the same time, I'm retracting from taking steps.
So you're not, is what you're telling me.
It's a battle.
So have you done anything? Yes or no?
Yes, no.
Don't. Yes or no? No. Okay, then that's it. Like I said, the fact that you now accept the idea and stop denying.
I'm talking to you more about it, but not to everybody else.
I get that.
Yeah.
I'm saying the fact that you are accepting and not denying that you are an emotional being is a step in the right direction. I was asking if you had made any other steps further, yes or no. Not that I expected you had, because I know that above all else, you are stubborn. So not that you had, but at least you are acknowledging it, because then you can start making the steps forward. So that's excellent. Good work. I'd give you another high five, but I'd rather not have another unenthusiastic one. So, yay!
We're not in preschool. I did not need a high five.
I like high fives, and remember, I spend my days with kids. So, high fives are the way. High fives and thumbs up. That's what we do here. That's what we do here. So, let's see. We've covered financial health. We've covered mental and emotional health, because those two are linked quite close together. The next one is the one that I don't care too much for a reason, which would be physical health.
For a reason?
Yeah, it's for a reason.
Why would you not care about your physical health?
No. I care about my physical health. It's just my physical health, as the way my mental and emotional states are affected by it, I don't care for.
That doesn't make any sense. But anyways.
Go ahead.
No, you go. You don't like it, so go ahead. Get it off your chest.
I am severely overweight as far as I'm concerned. Actually, medically speaking, I would be considered morbidly obese, if I'm not mistaken. I'm quite sure. So, I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't like that the fact that it's extra hard to lose weight now that, I don't know, I'm older, I have hormones because I'm female, I've had a child, like every and anything. Because before, it used to be like, oh, it's fine, I can do that. Like 3 weeks, I'll be fine. And now it's like, no, you have... Shh.
No, I have a quick question.
No, you have to wait till I can finish my statement. Now it takes the longest. And that's just to lose, because then after losing, you have to maintain that loss, which my body's like, ha, got you, just kidding. And then I gain everything back, and it's like, wait, I didn't do anything wrong. It's irritating. And like I said, that physical, don't put your fingers like that, that physical.
You're going to let me ask, I'm going to ask this question.
That physical, or those physical challenges affect my emotional and
just realized what I just did.
Yeah, those physical challenges affect my emotional and mental health severely, because I have come to realize in going through this whole weight loss journey that I've been on, that I'm actually very critical of my body. Like, I mean, to a point that it probably would have rivaled my grandmother. It is ridiculous. And somewhat vain about my personal looks. I mean, I'm not a shallow person when it comes to other people, just myself, which is probably not a good thing. But, so, physical health is important. It's just right now, physical health and I are not on good terms. We're just not right now.
So you brought up having a child. That was that was 10 years ago. So how is that a contributing factor to your physical health?
Because having a child changes your hormones. They don't always change back.
Okay. So
my inability to lose weight easily like I used to started after childbirth. It wasn't it was a little bit longer. So where it used to literally take me 3 weeks to get back to where it was I was trying to get to after gaining like 10 or 15 pounds, 3 weeks, I'm good. It was like, okay, like we're a month and a half. All right, like it's a little bit longer, but I can still do it. I can still time it out if I get a little extra. I'm like, okay, well, I've got a party and I don't want to wear that outfit, so let's do these things. To where after her, it's like, okay, after having my daughter, I don't want anyone to be all, oh my gosh. But yeah, after having my daughter, it was extended, and then I got older, birth control.
What was extended?
The length of time. So from my 3 weeks to like my month and a half to 2 months.
You're talking about your snapback time?
Yeah.
Okay.
My 3 weeks to my month and a half to 2 months. And then I got older and it seemed to prolong. And then birth control, and that seemed to make it worse. And then stress, and like, so it's just everything accumulated. And now I'm like, is it ever gonna happen? Ever. That's where I'm at now. I know it can, I know it will, but at this point in time, it just seems like no is actually the real answer. I'm being honest. Remember, I'm at the I don't care phase, and this is the honest truth. It's not a positive Aquia, which most people are used to, but it is a truthful Aquia. Although I know mentally that it is possible, there's also a part of me where it's like, but no though, because your body is just not having it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So you got your little physical and science in there. I just had to throw that in there for you by asking that question.
Oh, it was going to come either which way, which is why I said what I said. But okay, go ahead. So, physical.
Physical.
You're smart.
For me, physical and mental need to come together because there is a lack of discipline.
If that wasn't the truth.
So it's just my desire to get back to 200 is so strong. But to put it in effect and be disciplined, it is so weak. The muscle actually fell down, and like the cartoon, it went down, but literally it can't do that because, you know, I got a little something here. But
then you're not a cartoon.
That too. So it's just like I have the mental has got to get, like when I think back, I'm not about to preach or sing. I'm not, even though I kind of want to when I think back. Oh,
you just said you weren't going to.
I wasn't, but anyway. When
I was just looking at you like,
when
really?
I think back to like high school, college, it's like, damn, my mental was strong to be able to be up. It was like, let's go. But I think that was associated with the responsibility and having a goal and being in the midst of it and being around a multitude of people where we're all trying to get better as basketball players, we're trying to get stronger, we're trying to win. So I think that having that push around you helped. Now that I'm in a different stage of my life where it's more like a being a provider, being responsible for providing for the responsibilities that I've required. So I think that my focus has been more on that, which is why the mental discipline to get right physically and stay healthy is just gone. So I just got to get back into it, which is why I'm thankful that, you know, we got Cross Fitness out there in Darnell. We started, week off. Started, week off. But the fact is the start is there because when I start, then I'll be walking around like this because it's sore because I don't be doing. But I think it's got to get back into it and be serious and committed to reaching that goal by the end of this year.
Yeah, it's too bad, you know, you can't surround yourself with people who are pushing you and encouraging you to do those things like you did when, you know, you were back in high school and in college.
Yeah. Yep. Real bad. So sad. All alone. Which is why family fitness is coming back, because we have to get back on track and encourage each other to stay physically healthy, because it's very important.
Yeah.
Because if your body isn't at its peak, it's going to be extremely difficult for you to accomplish any goal or any task.
You said when your body is at its peak?
When it isn't at its peak.
Oh, I was like, I don't think I got
at
it.
Its peak,
that makes so much more
sense. It's going to be
sense.
difficult to complete tasks, to achieve goals.
Yes.
Like I said earlier with my awkward transition, Wealth is health. You gotta be healthy to start accumulating wealth because you gotta put the effort, physically, mental, emotional, all into it to start building your your own empire, your own brand.
So financial,
Yeah.
mental, emotional.
We don't need a breakdown
Physical.
every single time we complete one. Jesus Christ. Which leads us to spiritual.
That was rude.
Well, we're here now. God is good.
Go ahead.
And he's good all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So
Because life without God sucks.
That is so true. Very clever. High five. Yes. And you should always follow on the word, not your own wisdom.
But the word is wisdom.
I said you want to fall on the word, not your own wisdom. You need to lean on the Lord's understanding, not your own.
Yeah, but in reading the word, you can acquire wisdom.
That's true, too.
Okay, so
But don't lean on your own wisdom now. You
don't
gotta
lean on your own understanding, is what the word says.
Which is why we are spiritually weak. I am.
Sorry.
Have not been in the word like I was supposed to. We were doing good with the Sunday's hymn, reading throughout the week, prepping for choosing a scripture to talk about, and fell off the cliff and
Down into a river,
and now,
then down
no,
through the
still
waterfall.
falling. Haven't even hit the water. Haven't been graced by water yet.
Oh, yeah.
Fall. Terrible. Need the prayer. Need the action more than a prayer.
Need a prayer of action.
An action prayer. So yeah. So with us being, we are Christian. Now, I'm not a Bible thumper. I'm not religious.
Isn't a Bible thumper the people
Like
that
that.
goes from house to house trying to sell a Bible?
I don't know. I got it from Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins.
Why would you say that then?
I don't know. It's funny. He actually said something else, but I'm not going to say that because kids might watch. So, Bible thumper.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not one of them. I'm not super religious because I'm too liberal for that. I don't know. I've told the pastor that. He was like, "Yeah, you liberal, all right." But yes, I'm not Old Testament Christian. Like, you do something, you die. Drink too much, you die. I'm not like that. I'm a little loose. That did not sound right. Where can't fix that. It has been said.
So,
But either which way, I need to get back into the word, watching church on Sunday, participating in the Bible study, and the men's meetings, which I've heard they had some and didn't know they were still doing it. So I've actually taken my own swift exit out for some odd reason, just focusing on other stuff. And I need to get focused back on the word because life without God sucks. And that has been sort of the case because it's been alarming. All the health indicators, mental, emotional, physical, not the financial, praise the Lord, have been ringing off like, yo, you need to pay attention. And so, got to get back into the most important WORD from the GOD. So,
what do you consider spiritual health?
Being, studying your word and being around like-minded individuals. Okay. Fellowshipping with other Christians and getting a deeper understanding, a different outlook, a different perspective, understanding on what the word is saying and how to live a more Christian-like life.
Do you believe in the difference between spiritual and religious?
Yeah, I think there's a difference.
Okay.
There are a lot of spiritual individuals out there who do not attach themselves to a particular religion.
Okay.
So yes, there's a difference.
So to me, it would seem that you are more so describing religion, which is accompanied by spirit.
Mm-hmm. Spirit?
But it's not the only part.
No. When did I say that?
Well, that's all you were talking about. So I was just wondering.
I didn't want to hog all of it. I mean, you have words to share as well.
Of course I do. But I want you to get everything out.
I was just going halfsies. Got it.
Halfsies. It's a new term. I've yet to hear that one, but okay.
Yeah.
Halfsies. So, yes, spiritual health does incorporate any or whatever your religion is. For us, we are Christians, so we do believe in God and the Trinity. So having a solid foundation and developing a solid foundation in that singularly and together is important.
It's paramount.
It is definitely paramount. So, though, that is important. But on top of that, there's also, I would say, with the individual foundation, there's an aspect of knowing yourself. So being in tune with your own body, so that can connect to your physical health. So there are those people who know, oh, I'm getting sick. They don't have any physical signs, but they can tell. And then lo and behold, 1 or 2 days later, they actually have a fever or are completely
covered in
aches.
snot.
I hope they're not covered in snot.
I didn't know what you were going to say.
Aching is what I was going with.
Allergies came to mind, but then I just said snot. I don't know.
But no, their whole body is aching, which can be a sign of a cold. So, your spiritual health is definitely religious, and for those who practice religion, meditation is part of that. And meditation is the ability to connect your body with the spirit. So your physical flesh, this part, with the spiritual being that's on the inside, and being able to have a balance between those two allow you a deeper understanding of how you are, who you are, how you operate.
Your body is a temple, thus says the Lord.
They kind of encompass everything that we've been talking about with the mental and emotional, physical. So, or the spiritual health encompasses all of that. And so I think it's super, super important. I do remember back in my younger days, because, what is it they say? I'm not a spring chicken anymore. Especially if you ask me kids.
You only 3 Ds in. That, I am just all over the place today. 3 decades.
You should have said that first.
I know.
So like I was saying, kids say I'm ancient. Anyway, let's skip the other part. But I would meditate. I would meditate at least 3 times a week. And then when I learned that meditation could actually be part of my religion, I forget who it was I was talking to at the church I was attending at that time, but they said that, you can, read a scripture and meditate on that scripture.
Church you were attending at that time? What church was this?
Second Baptist.
Now, you made it seem like there had to have been another one.
No, I've only ever been at 2, but the church I attended then is not the church I attend now. So the church that I was attending at that time, which is Second Baptist.
There you go. Say their name.
Like I said, I forget who I was speaking to. Actually, I think it was Ray's grandmother, not on my side, from her dad's side. But she was telling me that I can read a scripture and I can actually meditate on that scripture to, divine all of the meanings and how it pertains to my life and how I can apply it to my life, so that it's not just something that I've read out of the Bible, but it actually becomes part of who I am. And so
that's wisdom right
Yeah, and so I started to incorporate that. I don't know exactly when I stopped doing that. It's been a while. I probably should go back to doing that, but you know, that is also part of, that is a increased awareness of my body and bringing in my religion so that it's just all of who I am encompassed and in the best ways balanced out as an individual. Yeah. Again, now talking about us together relationship wise.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
So that was me individually. Like that's something I personally can do.
From
That's
the
something
spiritual side.
Right.
Okay.
That's something I could do personally. That's something you could do personally. Yeah. Now I'm saying we could also do that together.
Yeah, we could do that together. And I don't want to confine, you know, spirituality just to a particular religion. Like you don't have to subscribe to any religion. The whole point is like morals and ethics foundation. A lot of people go to that surface level. So if you're a good person, you're a good person. We just prescribe being a good person, being a good Samaritan, a brother's keeper. Our example comes from the text, the Holy Bible.
Right.
So for another person, it may just be practicing just being a good person, being spiritually inclined. So we're not saying you have to be attached to any particular religion to be spiritual. So I don't want to.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to merge those two together. You know, spirituality, being religious, Christianity, you know, Catholics, Buddhists, whatever it may be. Just being a good person for us comes from our example that God, you know, died for our sins.
Right. So spirituality for us is deeply connected to our religion, which for a lot of people, whatever their religion is, whatever their religious practices are, it
or
is.
None. Or
Buddhist, Hindu, Islam, their spirituality and their religion are very close. There are those who will say, I'm not necessarily a religious, not me. I'm saying these people will say these things. They're not necessarily religious, but they are spiritual. So they believe in a higher being. They're not just going to call it specifically XYZ. They're not going to say it's God and he's male. Some say it's God and it's female. And so, but they do believe in a higher being,
and we love all them people the same. As long as you are on the same page with us, that spiritual health matters. We all good, because it's not for us to judge what that's supposed to be for you. So that's just my 2 cents on the thing. I'm not trying to.
All we can do is,
like I said, I'm a liberal person. You know, I love all people.
Well, we're supposed to love. We are charged to love all people.
Yeah.
And
some
all
people
we
forget
can,
that.
all we can, not pointing at me saying
oh,
me.
no. We on the same.
You are just on a roll today.
I'm just saying, some people, you know,
there are those,
like that.
yes.
And I'd be like, tripping.
So, as far as it goes for us, knowing that your spiritual well-being is just as important as everything else, that's our basis. When it comes to the religious aspect of it, if you want to tack that on there or not, all we can do is let you know about ourselves. And for ourselves, we are Christians and we believe in God. We believe in the Trinity. We believe Jesus was born of a virgin, lived his life doing God's will, was sacrificed on Calvary, crucified, and 3 days rose after being buried. That is our belief. If you want to know more, go ahead and put a comment in. You can email us. We can direct you to our pastor, our church, the whole nine. We can speak with you ourselves. But that, for us, we can only talk about what we believe when it comes to religion.
So every single one of those topics that we've gone over, they all come together. And they're all major components and factors when it comes to a relationship, having one, keeping one, building upon the one that you have. So that's you know, that you want to make sure that you're giving each one the attention that it needs. Not deserves, needs. Not a want, needs.
It's a necessity.
You want to be holistically at your peak, and you gotta put 100% into each one of those categories. You can't take it lightly.
And in creating and maintaining your health in those aspects, you create a person of wellness.
Yes.
So.
And you gotta do it with honest, open, transparent communication with your wife, husband, significant other, which is AKA man, woman, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. Having that communication, because now you have someone that's going to be there to support you, to help build that area where you're weak in, and you can do the same thing vice versa with them.
So I guess we could say your support system.
Yeah, your
support system. You have to be honest, open, and transparent in your communication with your support system so that you can maintain an adequate level of health in all of those different areas. Yeah. Especially with yourself, because it does not help you to deny what you are feeling, what you are thinking. Mm-hmm. You have to be honest with yourself as well.
Yeah, it starts with you. All at the same time. Put the effort in. What? Put the effort in.
Yeah, so
this has been a great episode.
Remember,
I've enjoyed
one more thing.
Every minute of it.
All of these
Even
things.
the fumbles will not be edited out because we don't do that.
No, he does not.
We're being transparent even in the fumbles.
That's true. All of these things can be attained individually because we ourselves are a whole person. I am whole by myself. I also have this wonderful man next to me.
You might be half.
I also have this wonderful man next to me who is the other side of my whole self. And so, although I can do these things by myself, he and I can he and I can implement these things together in our relationship. Mm-hmm. So that we can also build our relationship and make sure that our relationship is founded and well as well.
Strong. Yeah, you gotta blend it together.
So.
And help each other.
I think that's about it.
Along the journey. So this has been actually wonderful. I appreciate it. You listening, you watching to a little bit of my vulnerability. We do not want our episodes to be movies. So we're trying to keep it short and sweet.
How we do.
So if you have any questions, like when we first started, you have any additional questions, you want to know, like, yo, when you said this, what, who, what, when, where, why? We'll give you the answer because we're all about being honest, open, and transparent in our communication because we believe that is the method that will keep clarity and build upon relationships and keep the health there.
One more thing I just thought about, which I cannot believe.
Was this a church announcement?
I cannot believe I forgot this. No, this is so important because we were talking about individuals and us together in a relationship. You guys, this also is super important for children as well, although they may not be able to understand all of the exact terminology, but making sure that they're talking about their feelings, making sure that they feel like they can talk to you or they have a trusted person to talk to is so important because right now, mental and emotional health, or I should say mental and emotional unhealth, is running rampant in children and adolescents, and we are the ones who can help them.
Yeah, build a family matters environment.
Yeah, so
have those conversations.
That was so important, and I cannot believe I forgot it because I was literally talking about the kids. So it's for me, it's for him, it's for us, it's for them, it's for everybody.
It's for the family.
Yes.
It's for your crew.
That's it.
So that's all we got to do. That's all we have for today. Make it do what it do. We'll see you guys when we see y'all
next time. Bye bye.